In what seems a harsh first sentence of today's gospel, Jesus is telling us that true love knows how to discern. Sometimes, in order to feel good, we distribute good things as if we were doing leafletting. But how would you judge someone who requires the same things from a 2 years old and from a 20 years old young man or woman? What's good for one of them may not be good for the other. People have a history, and this history and their way of understanding must be respected. If we don't do it, we risk hurting people and waste something that could be good for them. Education, and also faith education, works in this way. We are called to love. That is, we are called to give holy things, but not without criteria, but by taking seriously the person in front of us, because what matters is making sure that what we are giving can really reach the heart of the person. And we must not forget, however, that in the eyes of the world, those who love sometimes appear as a waste. The saints, more often than not, have been perceived by the world as a waste. Many of them lived lives by giving up the pursuit of personal glory, and before being admired, they were mocked, persecuted, judged, and killed. For this reason, the gospel also reminds us that the road that leads to life is narrow, and we need to undress ourselves from what is not essential. We may be tempted to trust only ourselves, but we need to trust God. The greatest danger that can make our prayer desperate is to convince ourselves that we ask with no result. We search without ever finding what we are looking for, and we knock without anyone opening any door. We fall with this type of fear when we forget that God is not an indifferent deity, but a Father who loves us. God can never remain indifferent to our prayer, even when we feel unworthy to pronounce it. And this for a very simple reason. In God's eyes, we are like children, beloved creatures. The proof of this love is Jesus, whom He sent as an outstretched hand towards each of us, and for whom He was willing to die on the cross, so that each one of us always finds a way out, even in the deepest darkness. When we have this awareness, then our prayer becomes confident and full of gratitude. It is no longer a desperate prayer full of anxiety, but trusting abandonment into the hands of a Father who cares about the destiny of each of us. It is interesting, however, that today's gospel ends with an invitation that can illuminate our lives. Whatever you want people do to you, do it also to them. This is a criterion of life that we should never forget. Christians live doing to others what they would like for their own life. So, if you want to be loved, love. If you want to be heard, listen. If you want to be forgiven, forgive.